Yeah, good day, everybody. Welcome to this very edition of Africans Online. I am Biafra. It's actually Biafran time on Africans Online, and we welcome you all, especially the Biafrans around. Today, we are going to deal with three topics that are issues on the ground at the moment. One is going to be the statement released by the youths, various organizations, and various um, forums of the Arawa community, which are, we know, the Northerners. Also, we are also going to look into the statement also released by the Idoma and the Niger Delta about their stance on Biafra and what that means to the struggle. Lastly, we are going to deal with the Nnamdi Kano's position today as regards to the Biafran struggle. As you all know, my name is Nwachukwu Emmanuel, and this is Africans Online. This is Biafran time. We had to do a lot of assessments. We have to do a lot of investigations. We have to do a lot of research to come to conclusions, and at the same time give you the right, as you have, to make your own conclusions based on what you know and what you hear also from various news outlets out there. But according to what is happening today on the ground, let's start with the Ariwa statement. The various forums, youth organizations in the north have come to a conclusion which they found to be very, very sounded in their mind. And the conclusion is that they have finally concluded that is the best thing to do is to let the Biafrans to go. And this statement, as we all know, if you are an Igbo man, if you are an Ijaw man, if you are from Ikwere and all around the eastern zone or the eastern region of Nigeria, you will be happy to hear such thing from a people you've been asking long time ago, something that has led to war, loss of life. Even up to the recent days now, there have been a lot of struggle and destruction, and of course, they use all these catastrophes as the excuse. They all made it up and said, yeah, all these things were coming as a result of the Igbos or the Biafrans, coupled with so many other corruptions that they labeled on us to say this is the reason why they can no longer be in one nation with a people as corrupt, as dangerous, as stinky as the Igbos are. No matter what they might have said, or in every language you can turn it around to tell the Igbos how bad they are and come to a conclusion that the best thing is for them to go, I think that language will be absolutely forgiven and forgotten by the Igbos. The end result is that there will be happiness all over for a call like that, which is exactly what happened. We see our people are so happy. Even myself here, I am so very happy for a bunch of people. We don't know as at this time because we are still watching what is going on. We don't know the gravity of this very statement. We pray, every one of us pray that this statement becomes one that can move mountains. Each and every one of us are happy to hear this. It's a very big and good development. Now, the only thing is how far is it going to resonate among the elites of the Northerners the Yorubas, and of course, our own Biafrans. The only thing we can say about that very statement is for our people to be cautious, for our people not to overstate their bounds because of a statement like this. It's an outstanding statement. It is a welcomed statement, but it's one that, as at this time, you cannot solidly work with it. All we can do now is to watch their reaction on themselves about this very statement and then pray that what we wish becomes their result. That the nation will, instead of talking about what they call it, reconstruction or what, they are talking about referendum that will lead to secession because every one of the regions are completely tired and fed up of being in what every one of us sees as contraption to one another. We are now being caged in a cell where we don't like to be together. So, by the grace of God, this must stop. No, to the other matter about the Idoma and the Niger Delta, this statement is appalling, this statement is disgraceful, and this statement is annoying at the same time. A statement that reads that they are not in support of the Biafra movement. These statements give the leverage to our adversaries to say, look at them, trying to force other people to become them. Just as what we are complaining that we are being forced to be in Nigeria or to be part of that very arrangement. Now, a statement like this coming from the Niger Delta and from the Doma completely downplays everything we are doing. And I am happy Barrister Emeka Adolf has come out and made statement based on this very that statement of the rejection openly. Also, this is these are organizations also, so many organizations that gathered within the Doma and the Niger Delta that came out. I think even this one includes the elders to say that they are not in support of what the Biafrans are doing, with so many kinds of also bad words that goes to it. But we are just drawing down the summaries of what is going on and how we should take it, the Biafran people. Now, in this very case, this is exactly what the Arewa people have just done. A people that we believe we have been fighting, like what I said, people died, a lot of things happening up to date for us to get out, and these are people who are trying to hold us back, say, no, you are not going anywhere. They fought for it. They want us to be part of Nigeria. But lo and behold, surprisingly, they came out and said, wow, you people can go. After all, you are the problem. They give us all kind of shit, and we are ready to go with the shit they give us. Now we, the Igbos, why I call out ourselves now, because it's a time of seriousness. There is no time for play anymore. It's a time of confidence. It's a time of strength. It's a time you have to be yourself and believe in who you are. We are the Igbos. And if you watch it, I don't know how it came to be that some people are here now, ironically says that those other, our brothers who come from the South, part of them are even more Biafra than we are. Well, that is for me, Okunkasi. But what I know when I was a child, when I'm growing up, I don't know the reality about it. But when I grew up in my own early days, I came to understand Biafra as the Igbos. Although I know exactly that we have brothers, the South, but that was like a but what my mind, and I know that is how the rest of the Igbos feel, that they are the real substantive Biafrans. And today we can see it playing out. It's only in Igbo land that even if people who don't agree to the agitation of Biafra because of one reason or the other, ignorance, fear, and whatsoever you have at this time in play, they know that they are the Biafrans. They believe that they are the Biafrans in all our states. If you talk about the 5 states that cover our own area, you see that, or 6 states, I don't know how many, you see that all of us will agree to Biafra. But to the south, you see some agree, some don't agree. There is a question there: where do we belong? In the first place, what we have to do as the Igbos is to have confidence in ourselves and who we are. And we also know the reason why this question is lingering. Part of this question is because they believe, the South believe, that we the Igbos are just trying to root them in because of their natural resources. With the Igbos, some people claim that no, we want to tell them what they don't know because they are not educated enough. We have to educate them, forgetting that they have also lawyers. If we have lawyers, they have educationists. If we have them, if they have doctors, they have engineers, everything we have. Although also they understand, they really understand. Some of them will come in the closed doors and say they are more Biafran than the Igbos, and when they go to the federal level, you see them say a different thing. That means to know that this is, you can call it fear, cowardice, but this is an intentional act. Not somebody who is ignorant of what the fact is, but somebody who decides for maybe fear or anything to make a decision to say, I am not going to be. Then, if he is running head up and down in a situation you don't understand, today he is, tomorrow you don't, he is not. What you do is you cut him off. You have to make a decision. What I'm trying to imply is the Igbos who have identified all corners of Igbo land that have identified themselves as the Biafrans should redraw the map. Orule mgbe anyị ga-eji abịa ekwuwa otu a ndị arụwa ji sigide anya, no, you will not go. Says, okay, now after all self, now wetin go happen. If this will come to a reality, why can't we say, okay, these people, you people are still confused. We cannot be asking you people, no, you are our brothers. Una say, you are not my brother. And it's not wise for us to be pulling somebody who says he is not your brother to become your brother by force. So many people say you have to lecture them, you have to make them understand. After all, they bear the same name, they speak the same language. Wow. Okay, we can also disprove that notion that is because they speak the same language, because they have the same names, that we must be one nation. It is a fact. They speak the same language. Some of them, they answer the same names. But that is not a criteria of being one country. We can prove that by nations in Europe. Here we have Germany here where I stay. We have Switzerland and we have Austria. These 3 nations have similar names and language. They understand each other, but they are different nations. So they decided, okay, we are brothers, but we are not going to be in one nation. It is a fact. We and these people are one. But they have decided on their own account, on their own choice, to say, we are not going to be part of Biafra. Let's make that clear. Even if, why I say that is, in that part of the struggle, in that part of our region, there is an argument. So we have to leave them to finish up the argument or make a decision in the way that suits them. First of all, we redraw the map of Biafra to contain the people who absorb, who are born, who believe that they are Biafrans. The more we keep trying to root them in, trying to say that we want to educate them, the more they keep nursing this notion that it's because of their oil. At the same time, we keep telling them it's not because of your oil, we have our own oil. Then the question becomes, then if you have your own oil, go with your own oil and leave us with our own. We don't want to be. Our own response to this should be, okay, good and fine. to show our strength, to show our ability, to show our know-how, that thing that we say we are, that thing that we know we are, innovative, inventive, specialist in handwork, knowledge. We should prove to people that no matter what, only the Igbos do we believe that, forget about, do we, a question. Now the question becomes, do the Igbos believe that they can be a nation, just only them alone that speaks that one language, that recognizes themselves, that Igbo people alone? If in case these people don't come along, do we believe that we can become a nation of our own? If the answer is yes, now is the time to start planning it, because the other set of the region, the other brothers we have and sisters are not still, have not made their decision unanimously. Either they do it unanimously or they decide to go apart. The people who agree to become Biafra, we are open and we will welcome them at any time they finish the decision. Lower Niger has done all what they can do by mapping up the whole region together, trying to get the elites and talk to the whole elders from from the native areas, and they were part of this. They called a solemn assembly that everybody saw what happened April, I think 2014. Everybody saw it. Everybody came out. But what happens next? There is no follow up. There is still argument coming from that very area, in the sense that not about only the name, but about joining the Igbos. So it's a difficult one. In that sense, I would say let's all just adjust a little bit. If they want, if God is, if it's destined by God for them to be with us in a nation, they will come along. In as much as we know we are not looking for this nation because of their wealth or their assets, or because we are calling them not because of that, we are calling them because we are good. Let's prove what we mean. That we have been doing this, trying to pull our brothers into the struggle because we know the right place for them. But if at this time, at this juncture, they still have under, which we understand where it's coming from and why it is coming, because there is a a, a, a material, some resources that they believe is the reason of our trying to include them. So that being said, I advise our people to start looking for a Biafra that will be called the Igbo Biafras. If our brothers come in, then they are welcomed with open mind, with equality, with humanity, everything that goes about the goodness of God, as we are the people and the children of God. Now to the last point of Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody knows what happened since 2011, or most of us knows what happens, or people who knows what happened, what they know now, know according to when they came in and what they know about how it all started. But what we know is that whole of confusion, a whole of success also in the other direction, that the Biafran struggle today is known worldwide. But within us, we know that there have been a lot of confusion on who to follow, how is it moving, but God is on lead, that we got this very status now we have. And now Nnamdi Kanu has been the focus of the Biafran struggle since 2011, and a lot of people have believed in him. A lot of good things has gone by, but a lot of very sad events, like people dying. I mean, the loss of lives that can never be retrieved now is the saddest thing that will happen in a movement where, if it comes to say there is any form of deceit, any kind of mislead or brainwash. And people have gotten the idea that a lot of so many kind of those kind of things has just transpired within this time. Well, it's one of those things that goes on in a struggle. And we are happy we are where we are, but we only pay respect and we also pay our condolence to those who lost their lives and families who have wounded ones. So we are only regretting the fact that if we have the power to say, let there be no loss of life, that will be, I think, the best thing everybody will have in mind. And we are doing our best to make sure we curtail that. We try to do our best to see if we can get that off the way by the grace of God. So now, the position we see now, everything has happened. We know Nnamdi was in the struggle, in disagreement with the others, in disagreement with the government of Nigeria, even disagreement with a lot of international community, that a lot of things went wrong. A lot of things, like I said, also those wrongs brought right about where we are. But now he was locked up. A lot of That was when even the heat, we came to the heat of the struggle when he was locked up, because that was when we now saw loss of life, which is the most regrettable. Now there is so many divisions we know. I don't want to go into the division about who is who and what has happened and what has transpired, but I'm talking about the position of Nnamdi Kanu as of today after he's coming out from the prison. He was locked up, we know, for 2 years, and now he's out just some couple of months ago. Now we're on a condition of bail that doesn't give him access to come and speak just like he used to do before as a Biafran activist. A lot of people have read it in so many ways, negative. Some people who still support him that he's doing the right thing, not minding even if he can't speak, forgetting the fact that once you take away a weapon of from the weapon, the weapon somebody is fighting with, when somebody surrenders that weapon he has given up. The weapon we know that Nnamdi fought with was the weapon of his voice, his mouth. So that weapon was surrendered as he came out from prison. That means he, according to what we know, gave up the fight on that front. But there could be another calculation to every other thing. There can always be a new system. There can always be a surprise. And we have gauged the many kinds of surprise that might come, or somebody can introduce in a situation like this, where you give up your last weapon just to gain freedom because you believe you have something else to do. In cases like that, you have to think about what have been the rhetorics, what have been the words of this very man when he was on board. Nnamdi said cannot give up Biafra. He's not going to work with the politicians. He continued to talk Biafra all his life. Is Biafra or death. Nobody can shut him down, and he cannot work with the Nigerian government. Now, these are the principal core of what gave him the light, the principal core of what was spiritual in what he was saying, because people believed that there is no day Nnamdi will stop talking about Biafra. That's a principal argument there. And again, that he is not going to have anything to do with that Nigeria, because he otherwise named them as a zoo, meaning a zoo where we know an animal den. So he has nothing to do there. Now, let's assume he decided to take a bell that shuts those things down, that gives him access to those things he said he's not going to do. In a case like that, you need to be a lion. You need to have a plan B to make that acceptance, so that you know that you are going to contradict the whole bell once you get out, because your promise, the spiritual promise that carries you through, is that you will never give up talking about Biafra till the day you get down. Is Biafra or death. So your mouth is your principal weapon. Even if you say you're not going to say, that is part of saying And you will continue to say, because once you come out, that principal asset you have to pick it up again. And how do you do that? You have to overlook the bell. There's a lot of things you can do in that front if you want to continue on the lead. But now, there is another way to it again. If you say, okay, you give up all those weapons, one, you are not going to give up talking, you are giving up talking. Two, you cannot work with the politicians, you are going into politics. Once you are in Nigerian government, once you start to talk with the politicians, dining with the politicians, talking and agreeing and the planning about the nation with them, you are into politics. You are talking politics with the politicians. Even if you don't have a particular post at that time, you are entering and you are dangling into politics in order to create Biafra. It could be a plan. Now, the conclusion one can draw, fair assessment one can draw to all what is happening is that all the whole time from 2011 up to this time, what the plan was for Nnamdi to get to the level where he could start talking about Biafra. So it could well be said that at this time, he made Biafra famous without even nobody knowing him. Now he gained fame from making Biafra famous. He became famous as to fight for Biafra. And now is the only principal time you can really know who this guy is. Now he have the access to those people who you can make deals with based on secessional agreements. In the Western world, in Nigeria, I play my game fair. Africans Online, what we do here is much more revolutionary in the sense that at a particular point we tell you where the ball is and where it's moving from there. Now the case of Nnamdi is an open question. Where is this man going to be? So what I'm saying in effect is, it is just now that you have to know the zeal, the power of Nnamdi Kanu, because now he have succeeded in getting to a position where he can start fighting for Biafra. So let not mind about what he said, I'm going to talk about Biafra all my life. That was just to get to position of where he can start talking. Then this is the time to see how he can talk about Biafra. This is the time he's facing the blockage, the gate that closes the borders of Biafra. If you can scare it through, if you attempt it. Now this is the time he's seeing the fire burning, rage. He's seeing it clearly. He can either decide to walk away peacefully without touching this fire. Because once you get to that very gate, there are two options. Behind you is pool of wealth. And moving forward there, but you can be there for a long time. You are there to watch where to be. That is the place now is in the border. So that's why I'm watching. That's why we are watching. That's why we ask you to keep watching. Also, now a border place can take effect from 1 to 3 years of being in a border way in nature. Being in that position of where do you go from here? 1 to 3 years. It can happen in 6 months, it can happen in 1 year, in 1.5 years, 2 years, 2.5 years, but not more than 3 years. You have to leave that position to become a leading figure, a full-fledged Biafran activist on the move, on the goal to achieve his freedom, or he have retired to take the pleasures of life and not to go into that hustle, because that hustle is a hot hustle. You are he's seeing the fire burning, and you have to walk through the fire. If you have your protective gears, maybe you don't even get burnt walking through that fire. It's not because it's fire means that people don't walk across it, but we know that it's not easy to walk across because we have experienced countries that want to succeed, and we know how difficult it's always been. So we know there is a fire there. But we also understand that if you have good protective gears, you can walk past it without much danger. Also endangering the people with you, because you are carrying whole lot of people that you want to scare through that very fire, that very flame. You have to protect everybody. You have to think about all your people, which has not been the case all this time. We have seen numerous unwanted, meaningless deaths that our people cause for ourselves because of fraud, because of lies, because of mismanagement, brainwash, what have you. A lot of our people have perished for this. So, my brothers and sisters, on these very 3 points, I hope that you will remember what we said about the Arewa. We are grateful, but we should be cautious. Don't overstate our bounds. We are still watching to know what the outcome is going to be. We don't know the weight. We believe it has good weight, and we pray to give it more powers to scare through into the minds of the Hausa people so that they think twice. They can come with a formula that will be pleasant so that we and them can become a nation as neighbors in good faith, that our people can still run our business. Their people will be free to run their business. The only thing is, when you go over there, you take care of the rules and regulations. When they come over here, you take care of the rules and regulations. You don't impose how you want other people to live. That is all what we're asking for. None of these nations, if we have Biafra, Oduduwa, and Arewa today, none of them is going to shift from where they are. The positions remain permanent. We otherwise turn to neighbors. And of course, we look up to become good neighbors. A people that we have once been a nation together. What a pleasant time it will be to know that you are called, oh boy, how about it? We know they're the same nation, but we be one now. You do your business. You go into offices, you shake hands with directors, you are pleased to say, my friend, we're going to do this deal better. I give it to you, a Nigerian who has once, and we are still brothers and neighbors, than I give it to a Ghanaian or a Cameroonian or somebody from Europe. We'll be happy to have contracts, exploit, and use all our know-hows together. That is what we are praying for. So I pray and I hope that our people also will do the same. Take it easy. Pray that for the good going of this very Arewa public statement, and that will be it. About the Idoma people, it's appalling, and the Niger Delta. I've said it. We don't have to go easy like that again anymore. We have to be doing what I'm doing is for us to know our own selves. Do we really believe that we can be a people without other speaking, or what you call look like, or anasoka, hanemeka, or wogeka? When it is anemeka and nakaka, is something that you are trying to use to 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 identify with another. It's something of comparison. It's not something of originality. Odeka, abron obo, but Odeka, it looks like. So until he proves that it is, and we cannot continue every day to prove that I and our brother, and now no woman, I has na gawan no anya woman no na no anya every day. Still I and it shows cowardice. It shows that yes, there's something we are looking for. It shows that we don't have the confidence that we can be on our own. Let us stand on our own, and then when they come, we receive them. We have tried our best. We have shown our compassion. We have shown our love. There's nothing else to do about it. Look at the way these people have been saying, one country. Today they have said, okay, get away, go your way. Yeah, so. But we are not going to talk to our brothers like that. We are going to tell them, well, we have tried, we have done our best. Now we are taking another route because the first thing you do is to remap. From Biafra in the first place. You can always change. You can always change the map of countries, and it doesn't mean that our Biafran war before. Biafra. If they don't want, there are people in Biafran war, but they want to become now. So the same thing. No one yesterday. Today. The same surname tomorrow. Actually make change of name. It doesn't mean one. But or just for whatever reason, which I got say that is it don't happen. Please let us know that our minds are open for our brothers. Let us tell them that that is what we have for you at now. You have seen our actions towards you people. You have seen our determination to bring you people towards where we are going. And now also we are telling you our minds are still open. Our doors are still widely open for you at any time you decide to be free. But we cannot continue this. We are fighting a hard war to try to secure our region, and we cannot be fighting how many behind. It's better we count ourselves. We go first. And look at German here, highest, Europe here, highest, German, Spain, France, Italy, ha niile na-asụ English na-asụ their own language ọwa nọkata ofu asụsụ m na gị nọ na meeting ihe ọbụla i kwuru ịgba izuzu ị gaghị achọ ịgba izuzu because mana m ga-anụ ya but ebe m na gị na-asụ ofu asụsụ ị ga-anụ n'azụ na-agba izuzu ọjọọ because ma onye agha anụ ihe i kwuru ọrịa wee ebe trọbụl si apụta na anọ na House of Assembly na anọ na Senate na anọ na presidential gị na gị na na-ekwu okwu gị na nwanne gị nwoke nọ n'ofu anaghịkwa anụzi agba izuzu because ama na the next person agaghị anụ ya anyị gaghị agba izuzu ma ị mara na m ga-anụ ihe ị na-ekwu. So that mind, that notion start fading away. First of all, you don't start nursing that kind of attitude because it has no place, because we are one, because we speak one language.